Breathing and air support. Probably the most important aspect of when playing. We need to talk about and understand the differences between normal breathing and musical breathing. So, normal breathing, you inhale and you exhale. Often, the inhalation, when you're trying to relax yourself, is elongated. You take in a lot of air and you hold it, and then you exhale quickly. The difference between a musical breath and a breath like that is that it's kind of the opposite. In music, we're often asked to breathe in quickly and to sustain the exhalation over a long period of time. Okay, so we have to still breathe deeply, like we would do when we're breathing normally, but then we have to control the exhalation and support that air with our abdominal muscles. So, like anything else, we need to practice breathing. So, what I want us to do is to practice taking in 4 beats of an inhalation, and I'll demonstrate. At this tempo, we'll breathe in deeply here. Then we'll hold it, and then exhale. So, the first part of the exercise is to breathe in for 4 counts and then exhale for 4 counts. Now we want to imagine breathing in very deeply, as deep as you can. And while I know it's not possible to kind of fill the lungs up with air from the bottom to the top of the lungs, it's a useful practice strategy. All right, so we're going to try this again. And imagine breathing in quite deeply here. And hold it, and then exhale. Now we're going in for the same amount and out for the same amount. We're going to switch the exercise up now to work towards becoming more like a musical breath where we breathe in very little, or we take very little time to breathe in fully and then exhale for a longer period of time. So instead of 4 and 4 this time, we're going to breathe in for 3 counts and exhale for 6. Ready? Inhale. Hold it and exhale for 6. And then we will inhale for 2 beats, exhaling over the course of 8. Let's try that. Try to relax yourself. And here. Release. And then allow yourself to kind of breathe normally again. Now, this time when we do this exercise, we're going to do in for 2, out for 8 again. But I want you to put your left hand or your non-dominant hand on your abdominal muscles this time. And when you breathe out, I want you to feel the exhalation. When you breathe out forte air, you should feel like your abdominal muscles are engaged when you exhale. What this is going to allow you to do is to support the air and control the rate that it's coming out of your body. Okay? So with holding your hand on your abdominal muscles, let's try to breathe in for 2, out for 8 with that in mind. Exhaling forte air. Ready? Inhale. Hold it. Now release. Good. And then the final step to this, and I want you to practice this with me again, is we're going to do the final step, which is inhale for 1 beat and then exhale for 10 counts. Okay? Here we go. Nice and relaxed. Other hand on your abdominal muscles here. Ready? Inhale now and release. Okay, so we've completed this breathing exercise where we started in 4, out 4, in 3, out 6, in 2, out 1, in 1, out 10, which is more like we would do in music. The important concepts to remember are to try to breathe in fully and deeply. You don't want to engage your shoulders when doing this. You need to be as relaxed as possible. And then practice in breathing nice and slow and fully. And then exhale. Even doing this exercise to calm your body down or to sort of get a sense of peace is really important. You should practice this all the time. You should practice when you're walking from class to class or just while you're watching TV. Try to breathe deeply and exhale fully. You'll feel better, and it's certainly going to help your woodwind playing or your wind playing in general. As I mentioned at the beginning of this discussion, probably 95% of tone problems when playing wind instruments are related to breathing and breath support. So we need to learn how to do this effectively and correctly and supporting your air. And when doing this, the exhalation, it's really important to think about the resistance that you're going to encounter when you're playing on the saxophone or on the clarinet or on the flute or on the bassoon or oboe or whatever you're playing. Resistance is different on all of those instruments. So, for example, when you're playing the clarinet, there's a lot more resistance than on the saxophone. So I encourage you when you exhale to try to keep the aperture open here, very little, like this. If you're playing tuba or something, you're going to be a lot more loose, like that, where air is going to escape a lot quicker, okay? And so try to imitate that without the mouthpiece in your face. Try to imitate what it's going to be like and recreate the resistance as best as you can. On the clarinet, we often think of hissing like a cat when we use our air. So you could even try that in your breathing exercise. So if we did that, it would be hold it and hiss like a cat here. Okay, and the final thing I want to discuss here with regard to this is that we often never take in as much air as we think we possibly can, and we never exhale fully. To demonstrate that, I'm going to take as much air as I can in one count. A nice slow one count about this tempo. I'll demonstrate. And I can still take more in. And then I exhale. You think I'm done yet? No, I can still exhale more. And then you're kind of lightheaded when you do that. I don't advise doing that a bunch of times in a row, but what that does show you is that you're capable of taking a lot more in, and you're capable of getting rid of more air than you think you might. So we often only use about 10% of our lung capacity in day-to-day discussion and talking and just day-to-day breathing. Music, when we're playing a wind instrument, we actually need to maximize that, okay? So this needs to be something you practice and something that you train yourself to do. Good breathing and good air support equals good tone quality, okay? Practice those breathing exercises and it will help you play with better tone. Thank you.